Channel 5 News at this hour.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Orlando Vargas. Developing news tonight, 16 people are confirmed dead after a hot air balloon crash south of Austin. Now, as Christine Dobbin reports, this is the nation's deadliest hot air balloon crash in history.
You're en route for a vehicle that's fully engulfed in flames.
A sunny field in Texas, now the scene of a nightmare.
Well, first I heard a whoosh, like a whooshing sound, and then it just a big ball of fire up.
A hot air balloon with 16 people on board crashing. The local sheriff's department confirming there are no survivors.
A gunfire explosion, and then a little bit later I heard another one.
For the families that may be watching us right now, we offer our thoughts and prayers to all of them for the loss. And this will be a difficult site for us to work through.
The National Transportation Safety Board already on the scene south of Austin. FAA officials reported the balloon hit high voltage power lines, catching fire around 7:30 Saturday morning.
I don't want to ever see something like this again. And I think maybe they need to stop making balloons that will carry that many people and just keep it to smaller groups.
That pasture now blocked off as investigators comb through the wreckage looking for answers. Christine Dobbin, ABC News.
This just in, McAllen Fire just finished putting out a blaze at an abandoned house on the 2000 block of West Harvey. The fire was out in less than an hour. No one was injured, and so far no word on the cause. Tonight, 3 people are in the hospital after an early morning crash on Highway 281 south of Lynn San Manuel. One vehicle had a tire blowout and hit another vehicle. That second vehicle was pushed off the road and hit a tree. Crews had to use the jaws of life to save a man pinned inside a truck. One person was flown to McAllen Medical with severe injuries, and 2 others were taken to Doctors Hospital in Edinburgh. New tonight, Hidalgo County Precinct 4 is reportedly seeing an increase in stash houses. Over the past 5 days, Constable Gerard Gaitan says his constables responded to 4 stash houses. The latest bust was yesterday near La Homa Road and Highway 107 in Mission. With help from federal agents, Precinct 4 constables found 38 people who were living in the country illegally. New details in the shooting of a behavioral therapist in South Florida. Charles Kinsey was shot earlier this month, even though he was unarmed and had his hands up. Todd Tongan talks to a lawyer on whether the cop could be criminally charged.
It was handled in a manner that was reactionary to the facts that the officer knew at the time.
Attorney David Weinstein spent 2 decades working at the U.S. Attorney's Office and the State Attorney's Office in Miami. He's seen and heard all pertinent material released in the North Miami police shooting case so far. And in his opinion, certain factors could make SWAT team member Jonathan Aletta's shooting of Charles Kinsey, an unarmed behavioral assistant trying to help an autistic patient, a justified shooting.
Unless the investigation proves that he heard Kinsey say he is unarmed, this young man, he's holding a toy truck, they're not going to be able to file charges against him.
In addition are the newly released 911 tapes, letting officers know there was a deadly threat.
He has what appeared to be a gun. He has it to his head. The Spanish guy looked like he's a mentally ill person.
That information was relayed to officers by dispatch, and an officer on scene also warned officers of a deadly threat.
Looks like this guy is loading up his weapon.
Unit to the south, look out for crossfire.
According to Florida law, an officer is justified in the use of any force which he or she reasonably believes to be necessary. But that doesn't mean the officer would be completely in the clear.
He may be negligent.
Absolutely, he may be negligent and his response may have been negligent, but that's not the standard that we're looking at to determine if we're going to file criminal charges against someone.
Tonight, Donald Trump has a new target: the parents of a Muslim soldier who died in Iraq. The father criticized Trump during the Democratic National Convention. How Trump is responding after the break.